Today I'm going to show you guys how I produced a song called Shining working with AI. So I found this sound on Splice. And the kicks, pretty simple. I made sure this bass was a little bit thumpy. Hi-hats, you know what I mean? Like I said, I try to keep it very simple. One of those snares that's like an R&B type of snare, but it's more R&B 2010s. You beat a snare and a clap all in one, you know what I mean? I write the lyrics, plug the beat and the lyrics into AI. This is what it gave me. I wasn't going to use the beat anyway. This is the vocals you hear without the beat. So you can't plug in the beat and the vocals, or you can't plug in the beat and the lyrics and it's going to give you the exact same beat. The AI is going to make a replica, but it's not going to be the exact same beat. AI did its job. It already did its job. I took out the beat, put my beat, and then voila, that's how you get this. And as you can quickly tell, it all sounds good. You know what I mean? It all sounds meshed together. It sounds like a marriage. And because that's how I wanted it to be. And that's how I make my AI songs. What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? Well, today we're not gonna have a topic to talk about or anything. Today I'm gonna show you guys how I produced a song called Shining working with AI. You know what I mean? A lot of us producers are working with AI. I think it's a great tool, especially for the producers, because we now can showcase our production skills. Working with the artist is great. I love it. But I feel like I have like ADD or something. My patience is very I don't have a lot of patience. So working with the artists, I got to work on their time. You know what I mean? And I'm still going to be doing that. I still do that to this day. But I'm also going to be working with a robot, because if I can produce a robot, I can produce anything. And I want to show you guys how I made this song called Shining, how I produced the whole thing. I even directed the video and basically did everything besides use my vocals. I wrote the lyrics, I put the cadence down and everything, you know what I mean? So I'm going to show you guys how I did that, and hopefully you guys like it, and then I can do some more. All right, so let's start off with how I found the sound that you guys hear. So I found this sound on Splice, and it's like an R&B loop type thing. Not really. It's kind of like, if you listen to Chill's beats back in the days in the 2011, 2012, 2013, that was the Chills on the beat sound. That sound you're hearing. You know what I mean? This one right here. Oh shoot, I can't even play it. Hold on, give me a second. Yeah, so this sound right here, if you heard Chills on the beats back then, this is like a trap sound that I used to use. I used to always use sounds like this, synths, and I try to make this beat and this song like a trap R&B type beat. You know what I mean? I feel like, I want to still stay to my sound and cater to my sound, but make it more R&B tempo and R&B drums. You know what I mean? Like if Chris Brown and Tory Lanez made a whole album, I think I would be the perfect producer for that album. So basically, with that sound, I found that sound on FL. I mean, not FL, on Splice, you know what I mean? And well, let me play how it really sounds. This is how it really sounds. I found this sound on Splice. And then when I put it on growth speed, it's a little different. I don't think you guys can really tell, but I put it on growth speed, tweaked it a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm trying to make more of a trap R&B trap, R&B dark, R&B light type sounds. You know what I mean? So that's the first thing I found. And usually when I find the melody, that's the easiest part. Because drums, I don't really like to start with drums, but I do know a lot of producers start with the drums. I really don't. I like to start with the melody because the melody to me gives me the ideas of how the drums should be and how everything else should be, right? So let's just start playing with it now. So then we got the kicks. The kicks, you know, pretty simple. Do 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 do. I didn't really want to go crazy on it, even though I did say it's a trap R&B beat. Sometimes going simple does a lot. Got the 808s, the bass. I made sure this bass was a little bit thumpy. Long, stretch it out. So when you're driving in the car and you got those Alpine speakers or whatever speakers you got going on, I want you to really feel it. You know what I'm saying? So got this sound that I found that sounds like people like marching, or I don't even know. I like that sound. It hi-hats, you know what I mean? Didn't add too much hi-hats, just make it a little shaky. Uh, like I said, I try to keep it very simple because I want the vocals and I want the melody in the lead to carry the song, not the drums. The drums, I wanted to just be there to fill it in. Then we got a snare that one of those snares that's like an R&B type of snare, but it's more R&B 2010s. I'm thinking of Usher and Chris Brown, or Chris Brown, that song he did with Aaliyah. Those type of sounds where it sounds like a snare and a clap. You know what I mean? So after that, the beat is basically done, right? We don't really got too much on that. Oh yeah, we got this. It's like I don't even know what kind of sound it is. Sorry, my mic died. So half of the video that I just did, I had to scrap that. It wasn't even working. This is why I like to keep it this size so I can see what's going on. But I was basically playing a sound that it's like an echo sound perk. Yeah, the beat is done, and as I finish the beat, you can kind of hear that it's like a trap R&B sound type of a beat that I wanted it to be. You know what I mean? The tempo, I put it 68 BPM. So I wanted it to be, because usually trap beats are like 75, 74, 70 something BPMs. This one's a little slower, but with that trap sound in it, with those drums, that's R&B-ish, but it's also, like I said, trap. The snares, I love the snares because it sounds like a snare and a clap all in one. You know what I mean? So once I do that, I write the lyrics. It took me about an hour and a half to finish the lyrics, to finish the song. And I plugged the beat and the lyrics into AI, the AI program I use. And once I did that, this is what it gave me.
Yeah. Late nights are different. Come catch this vibe. Yeah. I see the stars in the nighttime shining. I wanna try with this lifestyle grinding. I pull up in a coupe, diamonds on me blinding. I'm on the road now, baby, come and find me. Oh yeah.
When I plugged it in, this is what AI gave me. The beat is kind of too slow. Well, not too slow, too boring. And I wasn't going to use the beat anyway, because then what am I here for, right? I'm not one of those guys who are going to just write everything in the prompt and make the AI do the beat and everything. Hell fucking no. I'm the producer. I need to feel like the producer. So I wasn't going to use the beat anyway. But it's sometimes fun to hear the beat, and it's interesting to see how the beat turns out. And it's like, wow, the beat was garbage, but the vocals was great. That's exactly what I wanted. When I laid down the cadence, the lyrics, and everything, that's exactly how it came out, how I wanted it to come out. And I knew once I took out the beat and I put my beat in it, it's gonna mesh well and it's gonna sound like it originally I was recording with that beat the whole time. You know what I mean? And I wasn't. So we do that, take out the vocals, and then this is the vocals you hear without the beat.
Yeah, yeah. Late nights are different. Come catch this vibe. Yeah. I see the stars in the nighttime shining.
So you hear the vocals, you could tell that the vocals is trying to put a lot of energy and it's sounding trappy and R&B at the same time. So the beat is not matching because I didn't say anything about the beat because I'm making the beat. I'm producing the song. I want my beat on it. Just do me the favor. Because with the program I'm using with Suno, you can't plug in the beat and the vocals, or you can't plug in the beat and the lyrics and it's going to give you the exact same beat. The AI is going to make whatever the beat it thinks it's going to try to do exactly, or it might do a replica, but it's not going to be the exact same beat. AI did its job. It already did its job. And then that's where you get the full song. And I took out the beat, put my beat, and then voila, that's how you get this. And as you can quickly tell, it all sounds good. You know what I mean? It all sounds meshed together. It sounds like a marriage. And because that's how I wanted it to be. And that's how I make my AI songs. If anybody sees all the AI songs I've been making the last few months, that's how I do it. I start with the beat. I make the beat, or I already have the beat made from time. And then I write the lyrics, or like I said, I haven't said it, but I've said it before. I probably made the lyrics a long time ago, but it's always going to be my lyrics and my beat. That's the number one thing. I just don't want to sing. I don't want to use my voice. I've stopped rapping and singing a long time ago. I never really liked my voice, to be honest with you. And I came in this game as a producer, so I'm going to stick to being the producer and produce robots, AIs, animals. I don't know. I'll produce anything I got to produce because I know I can get that work done. You know what I mean? So I say that to say, that's the song, that's the beat, that's everything, and that's how I make my songs now when I'm making my own album. You know what I mean? So let me know which other songs that I've made in the past you guys would like to see me break down. Thank you for sharing, liking, watching, commenting. Please ring the bell so you can get notified whenever I drop. I'm trying to drop every day, so that's at least 360 or 350 videos at least this year alone. So if you stay active and you stay tuned, you're going to watch all of them and you're going to be able to, show some support, spread the word. It means a lot. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be consistent. Like I said, got to be consistent all the time. I remember years ago, Rock Boy Ninja told me, "Hey, I want to see you be more consistent." Now I'm consistent, and I don't really see him posting me. Gotta post me now, bro. Show some love, man. Can't just post the street niggas. I'm a street nigga too. I was in the studio with the street niggas, recording the street niggas, making beats for these niggas. So you got, you know what I mean? Fuck with your boy. I'm playing though. But thank you guys. You know what I mean? It was fun showing you guys how I do my production, and let me know what you guys want to see from me because I got a whole lot of things. This is a network. Chills of the Beat is a network. It's not just me. It's a whole network. You're going to see vlogs. You're going to see music videos. You're going to see reaction videos. You're going to see me talking and giving advice and just expressing how my day went and a whole bunch of stuff. You know what I mean? It's a network. You know, look at it like how those big podcasts is in the Toronto. Yeah, it's not a podcast, but it's a network where you're gonna see a lot of different content. So please subscribe, share, like, comment, spread the word. Chosen to Beat is active, more active than he's ever been in his life. And I got a lot of music coming out with people who I've been working with, producing for. So stay tuned. 2026 is that year. And I got my own music, my own albums that I'm dropping. So please stay tuned. Keep sharing love. Thank you very much. Your boy Chills on the Beat. I'm out.
Chills on the beat.